It's actually crazy that this guy's coming up again. I'm going to make you say his name.
No.
But how did you get a certain person to play fantasy football this year?
Good boy. I'm just going to say his last name. I thought you were going to bring
What's
up
his
Jack
first
Mayer. I'm not going to say it on camera anymore.
Go. That means that's an admission that he did something weird. I want it noted.
We're going to run it back. It's going to be great.
Anibal
Godoy. Huge
I
addition.
still don't really like it.
Here we go.
Everybody, welcome back to Between Two Posts, featured by Coca-Cola. We're very excited. Walker's going to tell me how excited he is for this experience.
I'm very excited for this experience.
All right, I just want to hear about Tucker at the dentist.
Yeah. Off camera, we did a little teeth check, and that prompted Tucker had his first visit to the dentist yesterday.
What kind of chair was he in? Dinosaur, fire truck?
Just normal dentist chair, but
That's a big boy.
we got TVs on the ceiling these days at the pediatric dentist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they had.
Is that normal?
I don't know.
For
This
kids?
is his first time. He carried in his big Buzz Lightyear toy, and so they saw it and they switched the TVs from Frozen to Toy Story across
That's
the office
big.
for him. So he's
So this is a specific dentist for children.
yes,
How'd he do?
he did great.
Yeah?
He walked in there with Buzz, got to watch Toy Story, left with a Buzz Lightyear toothbrush.
Oh,
Had a great time.
How does it get better than that?
I think in the car he was like, like my teeth hurt a little bit from the floss. He'd never really flossed before.
Got to get in there.
So I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm happy for him. My mom would be proud. As always, we got to start with the questions that get submitted online when they announce that it's you.
Okay.
And so the fans contribute to the
show.
Yeah, and they want to know some things right out of the gate. So here we go. Number 1 karaoke song. I feel like you have many, but they want one.
Man. It's got to be something country probably that I know best, or Taylor Swift. Ooh, it's tough. I think I might go Tim McGraw by Taylor Swift. Just kind of combine both of them, you know?
Those are two people.
Yeah, it's also the name of the song.
What is Taylor?
Tim McGraw is the name of a Taylor Swift song from her OG album.
You're going to get me on like a who's on first situation right now.
Yeah.
She wrote a song called Tim McGraw.
Correct. When you think
Good
Tim
or bad?
Great song. When
Okay.
you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song, the one we dance to all night long. Yeah, it's good. It's a good song.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Is it true you have to wear earplugs when you eat spicy foods?
I
That
don't
helps.
know where that question got submitted. Are you talking about me personally or like people?
Oh, no,
in
we're talking
general?
about you. No, not people. This is about you.
I don't know where that possibly came from, but
Probably you having like a moment of confidence with someone and then them turning you in.
yeah,
What's up with that?
that's wild. I definitely don't love spicy foods.
Does
either.
it help?
I'm gonna try it because I usually just sweat a ton. Like even the fajita bowls that we just had up there.
Yeah.
Not like that spicy, but like my face before coming on here, I was wiping it off. Got me.
There was a jalapeno or two in there.
Yeah.
All right. This was actually number 1. What type of shampoo, conditioner, product, or routine? Although I just realized you plugging something may actually work. Whereas Jacob plugging stuff, I think
Yeah.
he like talked himself out of a Blackstone.
Dude, I'm not consistent with one product. Sometimes we
That's
have,
the scariest part.
Sometimes we have like the not as good, like what, Head and Shoulders 2-in-1 in there in the locker room.
Okay.
So like every now and then.
Yeah,
I'll
but
use
like
that.
that's provided.
Yeah, at home.
At home, I want to know. They want to know about
I
home.
don't know what the brand's called. It's a cylindrical bottle. It's white. It's got pink letters, and there's a shampoo and then a conditioner. I don't condition. I don't really know how to
You
use
go
it.
in cylindrical bottle, like that's
Yeah.
gonna help. Aren't they all?
No. Think about the Pantene ones that look kind of squares.
What are the ones that look like
rectangles.
fish?
The L'Oreal for kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the plug.
That was a fun
That's the
time to
plug
do
we
hair
need.
things.
Yeah. That was great, man. The eyes.
So you're not consistent?
I'm not consistent with a particular brand
I don't think that
product.
people are gonna want to hear that.
I think the more that you get to know me, you know, like I'm actually just pretty lazy with stuff like that. Like I looked in the mirror this morning, realized I had between two posts, and I had a huge neared, and I was like, I don't know if I have time to fix this up before.
But Walker, this
I
is
said,
the
this is
side.
me, this is who I am.
This is the authentic version
Yeah.
that people need to see.
That's it.
All right. I appreciate that. But they're not getting any. I mean, would you do like a Troy Polamalu type?
I would do it, yeah. 100%.
If Head and Shoulders is like, hey.
Yes, I'm in. Little
And
hair
I'll
flip.
say Head and Shoulders a third time like Beetlejuice. So
Head
now
and
make it
Shoulders
happen.
would be great product. I could at least try it out and
Look at that
see how it
head.
goes.
Him and Troy. Who's the new one? Patrick Mahomes?
Is that who it is?
Yes,
Doing
and
it?
there's someone
I mean,
else.
he's doing everything.
Yeah, but
Or was
Troy
it
Polamalu
Trevor-
has great
Surely Trevor
hair.
Lawrence has a hair sponsor.
he seems like a Pantene or L'Oreal guy. Like
does.
a more like French European vibe because of the way his is.
Yeah, I can see it.
What's the most inappropriate question or situation you've been put in during like a media obligation? Either with national team, Nashville, wherever.
Yeah, I got asked to sign a baby's forehead, so I did the whole like, yeah, no problem. Flipped the Sharpie on like a young kid, and they thought that I signed it because I flipped it, signed with the cap on their head. They like go showing their friends, oh, and nothing was there.
So that kid was probably traumatized. 'cause
Probably, I lied to him.
You lied.
Yeah, I lied.
And he was,
Yeah, he's probably not a fan anymore.
okay.
Yeah,
You can't win them all.
no.
But that was probably for the best.
It was, I think,
He wanted
I
it.
remember the mom literally was like, you know, gave me the
Oh,
whole,
you got
like-
mom approval.
Yeah,
All right, that's good. That helps.
yeah. Great questions from the fans.
You
They're on
guys
top of it.
continue
Minus
to
the
make my
earplug.
job really easy.
I would love for the earplug person to message me and
he wants to
provide
know who
more
tattled. He wants to know who
I
squealed.
want more context on that being a thing.
Don't out yourself. Remain a source. All right, Olympics.
Yeah.
Walker was there for those of you who've been living under a rock this summer. What was, I'm not going to say the coolest part, what was the coolest thing to participate in? It could be playing. Don't say playing.
Yeah.
Playing.
Yeah. Coolest thing.
You participated in, whether it's like going and sitting in on another event, like
Yeah.
cheering on another
Yeah.
event, or was it like just like,
oh man.
oh, we got to lean forward now.
This is a prime video game pose. Probably, sadly, it happened after we got eliminated. I like the mics just always.
Look,
You're really good at that.
yeah. Details.
We lost to Morocco in the quarterfinal. We had a 3 o'clock game. I got drug tested afterwards. Couldn't produce a sample for hours. So dehydrated. And so I missed.
For the people, hold on. For the people, that's a number one sample.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Number one.
People don't know.
Yeah. So after tons of water, Gatorade, whatever, finally produced a sample, but I missed the dinner back at the hotel, the exit like meeting with all the team. Everyone was going with their families to different spots in Paris. And I was like, dude, that just took like literally 3 hours after the game. And so I ended up meeting some guys out by the Eiffel Tower. There was a 10 o'clock volleyball match that was going to be USA women's volleyball. And so it was an awesome venue. We got to go to the game, saw the U.S. win against Germany, and the Eiffel Tower was like lit up.
Suck it, honey.
Just a yeah, just a sweet atmosphere. That kind of, it was like the first time really, because like we were pretty much on lockdown, always traveling, playing. We didn't really get to enjoy all the things that you normally associate with the Olympics, opening ceremonies or closing ceremonies, going to other events. We really didn't get much of that. And so that was the first time I was like, man, this is really cool to be
Because you were like
involved.
kind of moving at your own pace.
Yeah.
Because you guys were like done with all the formal stuff.
Yep. So that was probably the highlight for me. Probably the moment I really felt most like an Olympian.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That it comes with like losing, but then,
Yeah. I mean,
So
I guess
if
that
you
was the
wanna-
only upside of having a 3 o'clock game.
and if you want to really feel like an Olympian, chug a bunch of water and go
Yeah.
get drug tested
Yeah,
like
you got-
Walker Zimmerman.
Yeah.
That's
you gotta
all it
do
is.
That's the takeaway.
You want to know what this category is called?
Yeah.
Disney/Marvel/dad stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
That's.
I'm going to make you sweat here, brother.
Yep. I'm ready.
Disney.
Mm-hmm.
One movie. All the others are gone. Erased from history. You get to preserve one.
Yeah. It's probably The Lion King.
Okay. Marvel.
Probably. I'm between two.
It's crazy
I'm
that
actually-
you know it's two right away. Go ahead.
I'm actually going to go against the grain a little bit.
I can't speak to what the grain may be.
I'm going Black Panther. I think the main grain is the Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, but like now you're talking it's within a sequence, right?
Yeah.
So that's really tough. You don't
It
get
is.
to pick like a whole collection.
No, it's tough. It's tough. But I think that one doesn't get quite the recognition that it deserves. So I'm here to bring out that recognition.
For all you, probably 6 people in the world that didn't see Black Panther, Walker now,
Yeah.
put in the good word. You have to see it.
Can I actually pull
You
up
sure can.
Yeah.
What are you pulling out?
So last season on the road, I watched all the Marvel movies
That's correct.
in chronological order.
That's where I got the idea. I knew you had something.
And I tiered them. Marvel rankings. So, I will say, here's my tier 1. Any of these would be acceptable. Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Captain America Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one,
Important.
Original Avengers, and Ant-Man. That's tier 1.
Now that
Iron Man was like, it's kind of right in between tier 1 and 2.
I'm just telling you, you're going to ruffle some feathers with
I-
Ant-Man tier 1.
And you know what? It's another
And
one
you
that
know
deserves
how-
more recognition. I'm going to leave it there.
You're doing.
That's my list. That's my list. Other people
Not
have their own.
only, let me just say, not only does he have opinions, he backs it up.
I got
He
a list.
pulls out an entire list that he spent his own personal time figuring out. What are you most excited about with Belle and having a girl?
Man, she has gotten so fun the last couple months. Personality is just bubbling. Yeah, I would say she, like the difference between her and Tucker, she's like probably a little more, she's more independent in play, but also a little bit more like coordinated at a younger age. Kind of like feisty, like will fall and not cry. Where I said Tucker's like pretty tender-hearted. Something goes wrong, like he'll be brave.
He's a lover.
But he'll be brave, but he's kind of like, you know, crying his way through it. Like
Yeah.
try not to. Belle would just like fall down immediately, right back up, like trying to pull him over, tackle him. So I think she's going to be, I think, pretty feisty out on the sporting
All right.
fields. So probably watching her, like, I'm just curious to see what she falls in love with, because Tucker, it was so early, was just kicking a ball, like was what he loved, even before he could walk. He was just like sitting and kicking. Belle, I don't know yet what like her main thing is going to be, and so that's probably what I'm looking forward to most. Like, what is she deciding she wants to get involved in?
So, what kind of older brother are you molding Tucker into being?
I mean,
Because it sounds like she may not necessarily need like a protector.
yeah, she's the one who'll be like making him like, Mom, Belle, like, you know, which is really funny. But he also, like, you know, he'll rough her up a little bit too, and like
Okay.
be pushing her over, and it's like, hey, be careful with your sister.
That's a lady.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna be, pretty supportive of her. Like, I think she does such a good job already of like cheering him on his soccer practices. I think he's gonna, once he matures a little bit more, be really excited to like root for his sister.
Gotcha.
That's the hope.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's the hope. I mean, it could be more of a jealousy thing. I don't know yet.
You don't
see.
know. You can't know.
No.
Okay. Survivor. Mm-hmm. The show. I know that your tactics and your strategy for Survivor gameplay is more or less proprietary, and I don't
Yeah.
feel like signing another NDA. So, can you just give like a broad,
Overview.
sweeping view?
Not for myself, but for anyone who goes to play.
Yeah, more or less of like what
Yeah.
do you think some basic pillars
Yeah.
of Survivor
mean,
gameplay should be?
You always hear the same things. It's a numbers game. That really matters. How can you position yourself to be kind of on the swing vote, not really too much into one group?
Excuse me. If you guys don't have your pen and papers
Yeah.
out, get them
We
out
need
right
this.
now.
We talk about all
Unless
the
you
best
hate money. They
all
got
the
$1
best
million
players.
on this show if you pay attention
You see
to
the
what
best
this guy
players,
says right
they're
now.
writing in the sand. They're figuring out voting combinations. What,
I actually
what
hate when
sides
they write
could-
in the sand. I
I
think
know,
that's a little
but
bit for the cameras. Onwards.
I kind of like it.
I hate it.
So you got to know where you are. So it's understanding like what number you
They
play.
tell them like they're in Fiji or like.
Yes, they do.
So they
They're
know
always,
where
they
they are.
know geographically where they are.
Okay.
Where they are amongst the tribe. You know.
Okay.
So they got to know information-wise who's on what side and who can swing the vote. They got to be really patient. I think so many top players have found themselves losing around the 4, 5, 6 position because they make their big moves too early, or they want credit for their big moves too early. You don't need credit at all until you get to final tribal, and that's where you just say, this is actually what happened. This was my strategy. This is how I played the game. And you want people to be like, oh, wow.
You want to do you're a big reveal guy.
You thought about that way earlier than I thought, or like the fact that you were aware of that, I didn't realize it. And then the other thing is you gotta make a play for idols. You gotta try and find one. I think they're so powerful. So if you can do those things, play the numbers, kind of be more in the middle, not be too big of a threat early, don't want all the attention on yourself, and then find yourself an idol, you're going to be in a pretty good spot.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
For that. This may be the one episode we charge people for this knowledge that's being bestowed.
We got someone
upon
from Tennessee in there right now on the current season 47. We got a reporter for the Titans.
Who?
Sam was a beat reporter for the Titans, and he's currently on. So we'll see how. If only he could have watched this before.
Shaggy hair guy.
Kind of shorter hair. He was in the tribe that just voted off John. He was.
That guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said he's a wolf in wolf's clothing.
Yeah, that quote was a little interesting. So we'll see.
I saw him run too. I'm out.
We'll see how he does.
Sorry, Sam. Go Titans, by the way. I didn't like what you said on the show first episode. That's all. You could grow on me. All right, easy question. Who do you think would be the top 3 finishers on the team if it was just the team Survivor?
Yeah. So
you can't pick yourself.
I wouldn't pick myself, actually.
Oh, wow.
I think Sean Davis would do well.
Wow.
I think he has a lot of interpersonal skills.
Wow.
And he knows this. I don't think people would see him as the biggest physical threat from our team.
Okay.
Yet, he is one of the most fit, endurance, I think could survive on a little bit less. So I think the way that he manages people is very strong. I think he'd be able to give a good final tribal, so he's going to be one of them. 2, I think Ani Balgadoy. I think that
we're going to talk to you about how you said that name, but all right.
You don't like Ani Ball?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen,
listen.
Everyone has their take on it.
Can you correct me?
I just haven't heard that one before.
Can you correct me?
Anibal.
Anibal. You're going Anibal.
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 Not Anibal.
We're going to cut that back. It was not Anibal.
It was closer.
Wait,
I need a
commitment from you because you changed from Anibal to Anibal, and I said Anibal.
You did not say Anibal. Now you've lost. You can't find your way back.
Cut it.
There aren't breadcrumbs back to what you said in your brain.
We're going to edit that. Ani Balgadoy. We're going to edit that.
Because you said a crazy thing in the beginning. That's why we're doing this. What'd you say?
Ani Balgadoy.
Okay, I'm good with that. That's weird.
Now I really want to see what I said the first time.
Anibal.
However, I think that he will fly a little under the radar, and this is not an attack on him personally, but I think people will underestimate him as not being a strategy player. And so they're going to think, oh, like, let's just keep him around. He's not going to make big moves. He's not going to blindside people. Yet, I think he has it deep within him to do whatever it takes to win because he is hyper-competitive. So he'd have to play kind of an under-the-radar game. I don't think people would see him as quite as big of a threat as he could be. 3rd.
That was a long-winded way of giving like a backhanded compliment.
It was. I mean, that's what it was. When it comes to the show.
Just acknowledging that.
I'll acknowledge it.
Onwards.
3rd, I'm going to say Elliot Panico.
Wow.
I think he gives you a mix of all the things that you'd want in a Survivor champion.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I think he has the physical tools. I think he has the mental tools and the social skills. So I think he can outwit, outlast, and outplay.
That's a really good breakdown. If you ever did get to play Survivor, what would be the top 3 things on your Survivor checklist that you would want to accomplish in the show?
I mean, it's the same as probably everyone. You got to find an idol.
Yeah.
You got to execute a blindside or like a big move. Honestly, I think maybe I'd change that first one to not finding an idol, but correctly using an idol. I think is more important.
Because think about last season.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of idols in pockets.
And then
going home.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately and then final tribal, making a final tribal. Because I think you'd want to give a chance to, like, explain your full game
do the big reveal. The curtain comes back.
Yeah.
And it's you, the Wizard of Oz.
Yep, there we are. God, man, I can't keep talking about Survivors.
I know. It's because your nickname.
For you to do this on a Wednesday is cruel. I gotta wait like 6 more hours.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tonight.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
It's actually crazy that this guy's coming up again. I'm going to make you say his name.
No.
But how did you get a certain person to play fantasy football this year?
Godoy. I'm just gonna say his last name. I thought you were
What's
gonna
his
bring up
first
Jack Mayer. I'm not gonna say it on camera anymore.
Go.
That
means that's an admission that he did something weird. I want it noted.
We're gonna run it back. It's
Yes.
gonna be great. Anibal Godoy. Anibal Godoy. Huge
I
addition.
still don't really like it.
It's funny because I don't. When's the last time that you like talked to him and used his first name?
Never.
Never.
That's why it was crazy that you went for that.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Anyways,
Yeah.
Godoy has been a great addition to our fantasy league. Not only for just his personality and banter, but because he's in last at 0-3, and he's averaging like 75 points.
But it's because he's refused to change his team name.
Yeah, and also Jeff Robin. Jeff Robin helped him draft and set his lineup and has not done a good job. So I think Godoy's now taking complete ownership of his team.
What is his actual team name, though?
I don't remember. Is it just Anibal's team?
Sometimes you just set a trap or they just jump right into it.
Jump right into it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us on Season 4, Episode 4 of Between Two Posts here with Walker Zimmerman. Walker, thank you for joining the production and the program.
Oh, I'm happy to be
You've
back
been a
on
delight.
Season 4. Yeah.
Shout out to Tucker, Sally, everyone, all the
Belle.
Zims that got Belle.
Bear?
Bear didn't get a shout out.
She does now.
There you go, Bear.
Here we go.